our seniors that I would always protect Social Security, and under this administration, we're keeping...
It's official. President Donald Trump has just signed a brand new executive order that will boost Social Security payments for millions of Americans. And folks, this is not a small change. We're talking about direct increases in your monthly checks, potentially hundreds of dollars more, landing in your accounts sooner than expected. For millions of seniors, retirees, and disabled Americans, this could be the relief you've been waiting for. A chance to finally catch up with rising costs for groceries, medications, rent, and energy bills. This executive order is being called one of the most consequential Social Security changes in decades, and it's already making waves across the nation. Some are celebrating it as a lifeline, others are warning about long-term economic consequences. But one thing is certain, this affects you, your family, and your wallet right now. Stay tuned because we're breaking it all down, step by step, in this video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving deep into President Trump's new executive order that increases Social Security payments. We're going to cover what's inside the order, who qualifies, when payments start, what states are doing to respond, and even some of the potential economic and political consequences. If you're a Social Security recipient or know someone who is, this video could literally impact the next few months of your life. So grab a notebook and let's break it all down. First, let's understand the context. For years, Social Security recipients have struggled to keep up with rising living costs. Inflation has hit seniors and fixed-income households particularly hard. Food prices have surged. Rent and housing costs are climbing. Energy bills have skyrocketed, especially during summer months. Many retirees have been forced to make impossible choices, pay for prescription medications or pay their electricity bills. Others have had to cut back on basic necessities just to make ends meet. And for millions, Social Security hasn't been keeping up. This executive order comes at a time when Americans need it most, providing immediate relief while also potentially reshaping how Social Security payments respond to inflation in the future. So what exactly does this executive order include? Let's break it down piece by piece. Monthly payment boosts, the most immediate and visible part of the order. Beneficiaries could see increases ranging from $200 to $600 per month, depending on eligibility. For some seniors, that's a dramatic relief, enough to cover groceries, medications, or utility bills. Fast-tracking payments. The Social Security Administration has been instructed to speed up implementation. The goal is to make these payments effective within the next payment cycle, meaning no long wait, tying payments to real inflation. A key provision is that future Social Security increases will now respond more directly to real-world inflation, not just government estimates. This could help ensure that payments keep pace with rising costs over time. State coordination. The executive order also encourages states to coordinate their relief programs, such as utility bill credits, to maximize the benefit for recipients. In short, more money, faster payments, and better alignment with the cost of living. For millions of Americans, this is a tangible improvement to their financial security. To make this personal, let's look at some real-life examples. Thomas, a retired air traffic controller in Florida, has been paying over $400 a month in electricity during the summer. With rising grocery and gas costs, he's been forced to dip into savings just to make ends meet. This boost could be life-changing for him. Al, a 63-year-old living with a disability and using a wheelchair, has faced the impossible choice between buying prescriptions or paying utility bills. The Social Security boost could mean he can finally afford both. Margaret, a grandmother raising her grandchildren, has been juggling Social Security checks with childcare costs, food, and rent. Even a $250 monthly increase could help her provide basic stability for her family. These stories are not isolated. They represent millions of Americans who are finally seeing a federal response to decades of stagnant benefits. States are already responding to rising costs in different ways, and this Social Security boost intersects with those efforts. New Jersey just approved $100 utility bill credits for residents to offset soaring energy prices. Each household can claim $50 in September and $50 in October, regardless of income. Other states are exploring rebates, tax credits, or emergency relief funds to help seniors and low-income households manage the increased cost of living. This combination of federal and state action is designed to provide maximum relief, but the impact will vary depending on where you live. Some states are moving quickly, while others may lag behind. This executive order doesn't exist in a vacuum. It comes at a time when energy bills, groceries, and healthcare costs are rising rapidly. Here's what's driving the current financial pressures. Energy prices. Electricity prices have surged over twice the rate of inflation in some areas. Heat waves and increased demand from AI-driven data centers are pushing grids to their limits. Grocery inflation. Food costs have jumped dramatically, particularly staples like milk, bread, and meat. Housing costs. Rent continues to climb in most major cities, putting additional strain on seniors and fixed-income families. The Social Security boost is designed to provide direct relief, helping Americans afford the essentials in a time of rising costs. Of course, nothing this big happens without political controversy. Supporters argue that this executive order is a bold, compassionate move, directly helping Americans who need it most. Critics worry about long-term impacts on the federal deficit, inflation, and how this might affect future budgets. Democrats and some economists have questioned the use of executive action instead of legislation, though supporters say urgency required immediate action. Regardless of political affiliation, the immediate effect is clear. More money in Americans' pockets within weeks. And for millions who rely on Social Security, that's a very tangible outcome. To put this in perspective, let's look at past Social Security changes. Historically, cost of living adjustments, COLA, have been applied annually, but inflation often outpaces these adjustments, leaving seniors behind. Previous presidents have issued executive orders to address gaps, but this is one of the largest immediate boosts in decades. By tying future payments more closely to real inflation, this executive order could prevent the same lag from happening again, which would be a historic shift in Social Security policy. While this executive order is largely positive, it's not without challenges. Inflation concerns. Pumping additional funds into the economy could contribute to short-term inflation. Federal budget impact. Critics warn this could increase the deficit if not paired with other fiscal measures. State disparities. Not all states have programs to complement federal Social Security, so the relief may be uneven. Administrative hurdles. Fast-tracking payments requires coordination across the Social Security Administration and state offices, which could cause delays or confusion. Even with these concerns, for many Americans, the short-term relief outweighs the potential long-term risks. So, what should you do if you're a Social Security recipient? Check your eligibility. Most retirees, disabled individuals, and dependent family members qualify. Expect payment increases soon. The Social Security Administration is working to implement this in the next payment cycle. Plan for changes. If you're on a fixed budget, consider how the extra funds could be used to cover utilities, groceries, or medical costs. Stay informed. State-level rebates and credits may also be available, so check with your local authorities. In short, this executive order is designed to put money where it's needed most, quickly and efficiently. Looking forward, this executive order could reshape Social Security for years to come. By linking payments more closely to real inflation, the federal government is acknowledging that traditional cost of living adjustments have fallen short. This could set a new precedent for future administrations, ensuring seniors and fixed-income Americans are better protected against rising costs. It also sends a signal to policymakers that direct action is necessary to address economic challenges faced by retirees. In short, this is more than just a temporary boost. It could be a game changer for Social Security policy. 11. How you can stay updated. Here's how to make sure you don't miss updates. Subscribe to this channel. We're tracking every new development related to Social Security. Follow state announcements. Your local Board of Utilities or Social Security office may offer complimentary programs. Monitor the news. Economic changes, energy costs, and policy shifts can all affect your benefits. Being proactive will help you maximize the benefit of this executive order. To wrap it up, President Trump's new executive order is historic, impactful, and immediate. Millions of Americans will see their Social Security payments increase, providing crucial relief in a time of rising costs and financial stress. Yes, there are economic questions and political debates, but for seniors, retirees, and the disabled, this is a lifeline they've been waiting for. Remember, this is just the beginning. Stay informed, plan accordingly, and make sure you take advantage of the benefits coming your way. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with family and friends who rely on Social Security, and subscribe to stay updated. Drop a comment below, let us know how this boost will affect your life, or if your state has any extra programs to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update. This is Your Name, bringing you the latest on Social Security, your benefits, and how America is responding to rising costs.